think these episodes pair nicely. That's what I'm thinking of.
No trauma?
I can't guarantee anything. I think it'll be...
No.
It's not the same as last time.
No meshing humans into animals?
I don't think so.
That's not helpful. Good enough.
Good enough.
That's our philosophy in life. Good enough.
We're doing the best that we can. That is all.
In this economy?
It is not an all-powerful art. It is impossible
Have a kernel
to
in the back
create
of my mouth.
something out of
Oh my god.
nothing. If one wishes to obtain something, something of equal value must be given. This is the law of equivalent exchange.
But the
basis
philosopher
of
still
all
lets you
alchemy.
create something out of
In
nothing.
accordance with this law, there is
Yes.
a taboo among us.
What do you think their dad?
I forget. I genuinely don't remember when he comes in. I always think it's later in the series, but...
Yeah, but there wasn't much else that happened later in the series.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like...
Wasn't it supposed to have fun? Before?
I think we're supposed to have fun at some point. It's also fun to watch the opening after everyone, because then you, like, start to, like, recognize different things.
I feel like he's the only, like, legitimate reason to be mad at people right now.
Yeah. Everyone else has to cool it.
This is gonna do whatever they want. I don't mind. They're just having fun.
Right now, they're just having a good time, I think. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I am your host, Keelan Cooley. With me is my co-host,
Dara Whitman.
How's it going, Dara?
Better.
Better than the last few episodes that we watched on this show. It was... We had a moment. We got to breathe here.
There was this, like, the episode we're going to talk about first was pleasant.
It was pleasant. We are back to watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Today we're talking about episode 6, Road of Hope, and episode 7, Hidden Truths. So we're going to start talking about Road of Hope, which actually felt a little hopeful. Because the last couple episodes were depressing as all hell.
And traumatic.
And traumatic. So...
And gross.
We needed a pick. I'm not sure if this was a pick-me-up.
It was kind of like, let's go to, like, that little, like, pleasant town in Bumblefuck.
Yeah.
Where it's, like, those, like, cutesy little towns, like, that you might see on, like, TV or, like, in real life. Mm-hmm. Where you're kind of like, I don't think I'd want to live here, but I definitely want to, like, vacation here.
Right. Like, we're just going out to the country. It's going to be real quiet and real nice. And we're not even joking. That's a lot of what the episode is.
Basically.
It's nice. So let's start off with a synopsis of Road of Hope. Oh, this guy.
Scar,
it's a...
the man who
I
was
forget we keep doing the
responsible
recap.
for killing
Remember?
Do you remember this guy?
Ed was ready to accept death at Scar's hand, but thanks
Too
to the
much
intervention
trauma.
of Colonel Mustang and the
Sweet
military,
release of death.
Ed was able to escape with his life.
The ultimate retirement.
Ed and Al, realizing the joy of being alive,
Do they have the joy of being alive?
they decided
I don't
to
know.
return to their home in Risenbool to seek help.
Oh, yeah, they're going
repairing
home.
Their bodies.
Hooray!
Take me home.
I hope Scar doesn't find them.
Country
Road of Hope. That sounds like
roads
good.
to the place where I belong. Risenbool. Basically, where we left off the last episode is Scar got everybody fucked up. So Ed is now missing an arm. Al is now missing half of his body. So they are looking to travel back to Risenbool so they can go see their friends, get some more autumn mail, and then get back kind of on their journey.
A little too busy to make it down here today, so I came to see you off instead.
Great, but would you mind telling me what the Major's doing here?
For protection. What would happen if Scar came after you again?
Fair.
You're in no shape for a fight now, Ed.
Fair.
He ain't got no
The
arm.
Major's here to help. Just try to grin and
Where's
bear.
Al?
I thought he might get
Why
lonely
can't he be in
without
the
being
seat?
company.
Brother isn't some kind of farm animal!
Oh, it's
Well,
time.
it's because he doesn't look like a person at this point.
But he was on the train before.
You
Yeah,
boys have
but
a
at that
safe
point he
trip.
looked like a guy in
Stop
armor.
in and
Now
give me a
he
shout the next time you
there's
make
no
it to Central.
he can't fit a body in that.
Not with that attitude.
That's true.
Bye. How long is this train ride?
That's a good question. I mean, they're in the East City, so I don't think
We
they're
gotta
that
go.
far.
We gotta go to Bumblefuck.
Yeah,
Memories. of
which is so actually sort of close to where the war was, but the war wasn't in their hometown. But I think they were nearby.
Do you remember memories of Bumblefuck?
Ah, memories of Bumblefuck. My hometown. So they are not leaving on their own. They're being accompanied by Major Armstrong,
Hooray!
who we know him. He's the big muscle guy.
He's also a bit of a teddy bear.
He is a big teddy bear. He is very emotional. He cries a lot. And he has a bit of a protective streak to him. So Ed is not really thrilled with the fact that this guy is tagging along. But I think he is a good addition to this leg of the journey. Because here's the thing. They need some additional protection because Ed can't do alchemy right now because he doesn't have an arm. So he can't form a circle and he can't do a thing. So if Scar showed up, which Scar has been known to show up places, they would be so shit out of luck right now. So what they're going to do is they're going to hop on a train, get going. They put Al in the cargo bay with all of the sheep. That's how you know we're in the country. And then they get to going.
Dr. Marco! Dr. Marco, that is you, isn't it? It's me!
Don't just yell at people like that.
Elliot Gould?
He was researching into possible medical applications of alchemy. But after the Ishvalan Civil War, he went missing, just disappeared.
You just give that man PTSD.
Let's go, Major.
He just like pokes his head out the window, is like, hey!
Hey, guy who deserted the army.
Hey, guy who deserted the military, are you the state alchemist, the famous state alchemist? Dr. Marco?
Who deserted the army probably for like logical reasons.
Like legitimate reasons. And
for your own mental health.
Dr. Marco looks back and goes, oh shit, and runs.
As he should. No, go home. Get out. Go home.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but do you know who this person is by any chance?
Oh, Major, you can really draw.
The art of portraiture has been passed down through the Armstrong family for
Generations.
That man looks like Dr. Morrow to me.
Morrow?
All of our town's doctors were drafted to help on the battlefields during the Civil War. Then Dr.
The
Morrow
war's
came.
over, right?
He's really
Yeah.
been a lifesaver.
You see this big bright flash of light and then you're cured just like that.
Is she gonna be dead?
That's alchemy. Nah, she's just a rando.
Okay.
This is it.
So, anime hair?
There is not a Dr. Marco, but there is a Dr. Morrow.
Good job.
So he got a real clever disguise by dropping a letter of his name.
Like, it's been probably a long time since anybody was actually looking for him.
Yeah.
So, like,
there's bigger fish to fry, I think,
Right.
for the military at this point. Like the guy who's going around killing people. Anyway, so all we know about this guy is that before he was in this town, he was a state alchemist. He was involved in the war, and he does something medical related with alchemy. But as we're around town, we find out that, oh, he's actually the cool town doctor, and he makes everything okay, and we like him.
And he's like actually good.
Yeah. He seems like he's doing good work here. And
Like,
not
it sounds like he
nefarious.
might be using magic, but not for like nefarious reasons. They have these people to like him. It's kind of just like, I did some horrible things. I have some trauma. I want to do good now.
He seems like he's atoning. Seems like it.
That's good.
We like that.
I was like,
he's got a lot to atone for.
I remember like when I first like saw him and like I yelled at Elliot Gould because like it kind of looked like him. But I think like more I'm thinking of the character that Alfred Molina played in Promising Young Woman.
Yeah. That's a good parallel.
Fun fact, because he's in the movie with Karen Mulligan, and they were in another movie together where he played her dad.
Oh, interesting.
That was the first movie she got an Oscar nomination for.
Oh, which one was that?
An Education.
Got it.
Where
Okay.
she
I knew
is a
she was
teenager
nominated
and
before.
where she's a teenager and she gets together with an adult,
Oh no.
but it teaches her about life.
Well, as long as we learn something, I guess.
I mean, it was the 60s when that movie takes place.
Got it. It's a different time. Oh boy. So
No, it's fine, because he's attractive.
yeah.
And wasn't lying to her in any way.
Oh boy.
Watch the movie, it's actually really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
I haven't watched it a lot, but like I remember really liking it.
Fullmetal Alchemist
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Brotherhood.
Hello?
Don't just enter!
All right, tell me what you two are doing here. Have you come to take me back? Anything but that.
That's not it. Please listen.
So you're here.
At least he has remorse for the
No,
horrible.
nothing
Yeah.
like that.
I'm
Atrocities.
tricked by you.
Oh no!
I'll ask you one more time. Please calm down.
Now, Fonz!
He just chucked his brother at
I was
him.
gonna say.
To have to dirty my hands researching that thing was too much.
What thing is that?
It took so many lives. During the Civil War, so many innocent died because of it. But I had to do something, so I came here to be a doctor to save lives instead of...
Are you
Get
gonna say
to
it?
the point!
Doctor, what exactly was it you were ordered to do research on?
Thank you, Armstrong.
What thing?
The Philosopher's Stone.
There it is. There it is.
The top
Wait,
secret
work on it.
materials I took were my research
Did
documents.
you find it?
And the stone itself.
But anyway, so once they are able to locate Dr. Marco, he's kind of like, "Oh shit, you're here to get rid of me, aren't you?" He's like, "You're coming for me," and they're like, "No, we literally just saw you and we want to talk to you," because they have some interest in just like what he's doing, and they just want to talk to him. And Marco seems very remorseful. He seems like he's been doing some real bad stuff, or he had a bad past and he was doing some research into something that was bad. It takes him a while to give up the ghost on that. We're like, what is it? What were you doing? He was like, "Oh, I was doing research into the Philosopher's Stone," which is kind of a big deal because obviously that's been something that we've kind of heard mention as we go because it's a thing of great alchemical power that allows you to do whatever the heck you want, basically, and they've been looking for it so they can get their bodies back. So Dr. Marco was trying to find a way to create the Philosopher's Stones, not just like find it as if it's like lost somewhere, but actually make one.
You mean you still have it? It's here? How can that be the stone? It's a liquid.
What the hell? Hey!
Hey.
Oh.
The Sage's Stone. Just as the Philosopher's
Juice.
Stone is called by many names.
The secret
so
formula.
It can take on many forms.
Y'all want some juice?
It's not necessarily a stone. This is an incomplete product, however.
Oh, he's
There's no way
making
to know when it will reach its limit and become unusable.
Finished or not, it demonstrated plenty of power during the Ishvalan Civil War, right? It's just like the stone that false priest had in Lior. It was incomplete, but it still amplified his powers considerably.
Exactly.
Please, Dr. Marco, I need access to your research materials.
You can say please.
Who exactly is this boy? After the war, there were many state alchemists who turned in their certifications because they refused to serve as human weapons anymore.
Good for them.
Fair.
Now a child.
You think I don't know what I've signed up for? I know what I'm doing, but I don't have any choice. If this is a mistake, then it's a mistake I have to make. There is no other way.
Look. Behold.
You know, Ed is like, "Yo, you got one? Can I see it?" So Marco has a kind of an incomplete version. It's like a more liquidy version, so it's not complete, and it could run out of power. This is very similar to what we saw in Lior with Father Cornello, in that it was an incomplete Philosopher's Stone. So it's not fully formed, and it can break. It can run out of power, but it can still amplify alchemical power during the time. Let's see.
Did he work for the army?
Who?
The Father
Cornello? No, he's just some schmuck.
So where'd he get the incomplete Philosopher's Stone?
I think we're under the impression that he was in cahoots with the Deadly Sins.
That works.
Yeah, I don't think I'm giving too much away there. If I am,
I mean, we knew they were in cahoots.
Yeah, right. And so I think there was comments made, I think, either in Brotherhood or the 2003 series that like they knew about the stone. So I think it's more relating to that. It's not. It wasn't because he was working in the military. He was pretty anti-military.
But there's people who are anti-military that were in the military.
Yeah, we're finding that progressively as we go along.
The ability to transmute a specific person.
See, which like jump cut.
My poor boy is in a box.
Maybe one as talented as you would be able
missing
to
a
produce a
pack.
complete Philosopher's Stone. Never! This is the devil's research. If you chase the stone, you will go through hell.
I've already been through hell!
That's fair.
Please.
That line was fantastically
Please
done
just
in the original Japanese version. I just remember that being really well delivered there.
I hope there was a point to that.
I've already been through hell!
Thank you, he just said that. But so Ed wants like the information on it. He wants to know like, well, how do you make a Philosopher's Stone? And Marco's like, I ain't gonna tell you that.
I mean, it's probably nothing bad, right?
No. Next episode. So, but yeah, there's a whole thing there. And then they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll just leave. So
Bye.
they get up and leave. And
Well, there's a thing of like, what was it like? Something he says, like the doctor says something about, you don't want to know that like kind of hell, and then Ed's like, I've already been through hell, and we're like, Fair.
He has, yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah, Dr. Marco is traumatized, and he looks at Ed, and even though he is a state alchemist, he still sees a child. So he's like, I ain't gonna put you through that. Ed's like,
He's
already
also
been through
said
it.
that isn't he also said that there's a child as a state alchemist?
Yeah, because state alchemists, famously, dog of the military, so like they're used as weapons, and there's implications, especially if you were in the war, about how they were used. And so like
That also doesn't seem good for the humans who are.
No.
Like, that seems like abuse.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, they get paid, which is great, but this feels like abuse.
Yeah, it's messed up.
And, like, let's bring a child into that.
Right. But, like, here's the thing.
This is fine.
It's a very powerful child, so they want the power.
But we're not doing it, but, like, we're not getting this kid therapy for his trauma. We're just using him to get to get to our end.
I don't think the Führer believes in therapy. That's my impression.
I think the Führer needs to get either his face off or slurped. One or the other is fine.
Oh, Dara. Oh, we'll see. So let's.
Are you just noticing the chair squeaks?
No. I was trying to remember something and I couldn't.
You
remember
looked
it.
at the chair. I
was zoning off into space.
I'm like, did you just notice the squeaking chair when I moved?
No. I was trying to think of something, and that's where my brain went. So anyway,
probably need better chairs.
They're fine.
Patreon.
Get us better chairs.
Better chairs in Watergate Hotel.
Better chairs in the Watergate. We're just adding to the list. We need to just create an Amazon wish list at this point.
I wouldn't mind like better equipment, but our equipment's working.
I like our equipment. No, our equipment's good.
Yeah. And it's considering like we didn't spend that much on it, and it's still working after like years.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
So I'm pretty happy about that. Anyway.
Yeah, clearly because the transmutation thing.
Mm-hmm. Even an incomplete Philosopher's Stone could be useful. You could have taken it from the doctor.
Not really.
But still, we don't want it so badly that we'd be willing to deprive this town of their only doctor to get it.
That's true.
We gain plenty just
if he's using it to help heal people.
Stone can be made.
That's nice.
Now
Is there
just have to look for
ramifications?
some other way to do it.
I think it's okay.
What about you, Major?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Oh.
Hello.
He got his cardio in today.
Dr. Marco?
This is where my materials are. If you're certain you won't regret learning the truth in the end, start looking here.
At this point.
Look closely. Maybe you'll find the truth hidden within the truth.
He wrote down all of his research, and it's being stored somewhere, so he gives them the location of where that is, and they discover that it is in the National Central Library in the first branch. So there's a bunch of libraries around Central City, and in the first branch, so it's a big library, but so his research is somewhere in there, so their next step is going to be, okay, so if we find this, then we'll be able to know
like the
how to
Library of
philosopher's stone.
Congress?
Yeah.
That seems like a cool library. We should go
I
there.
would like to go there. We'll go there when we get to the Watergate
That's
Hotel.
fine. I was thinking like a library in New York, but I'm not actually sure it's a library. I know there's like a place where, because it's like they have to film every single like show that's on Broadway, and you can like go there and watch them,
That's cool.
but you can't record them, which like fair. But I'm also like, I wanna.
But like, I want to see them.
I feel like more Broadway shows should have pro shots.
Yes, agreed.
Because then it's like, yeah, like people aren't gonna see it. People aren't gonna see the show if they do the pro shot. I'm like, I still want to see Hamilton, and I can just go watch the pro shot.
Theater experiences are different than home viewing experiences. So
Yeah.
I want to go see a show. Let's go see a show. There's shows that I have like seen either like based on movies or things that I've seen recorded and then still wanted to go see in person because it's different. Every cast is different. Every director makes a show different.
Right. I'm trying to think of a show that I saw on Broadway and also saw the pro shot, but I can't. I guess technically Sweeney Todd, but that was like a whole different cast.
Yeah. Well, but exactly though.
But it was still like good.
Because that's what happens. Because like any show can have a different take on everything. And
yeah,
that's
like
what
one
makes
was
it
like from the 70s with Angela Lansbury, who is rest in peace.
Yeah.
And then one was Josh Groban, who is...
The only thing I can think of is Jesus Christ Superstar, because remember when they did that on NBC?
That was good.
And then...
That was like the one time it was good.
Then our college did that a couple years after we left, and I went back and watched it.
Oh.
It was pretty good.
The NBC one or when our school did?
Not even after... No, it wasn't after graduate. I think it was senior year. The one that our school did.
What's that? Because the NBC one was like, considering like their like live shows... or like live recording of like shows tend to suck. That one was actually like a good one.
Yeah, it was good. Anyway.
Nothing bad happened in that?
Nothing bad happened. So, Fullmetal Alchemist.
I hope the day will come when you are able to restore your bodies.
Bye.
Thanks, Dr. Marco.
Sorry about the PTSD.
National Central Library, First Branch.
I get it.
See, now
Like
he's
hiding
alive.
a tree in the forest.
Finally, another clue about the stone.
A goose chase. I dressed appropriately today.
Oh no, he's dead, isn't he?
I've been looking for you, Marco.
Somebody's waiting for him.
Oh.
It's Lust. She's there.
So is he dead?
Who knows? Who knows?
Did he get fucked to death?
I don't think that's how she does it.
Is that like American Gods?
Yeah, I don't think it's like that.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think you've told me before, but it's not like that.
Okay.
But
You know what I'm talking about? American Gods.
If you know, you know.
That's a good book. I like that book.
I should read it.
Or you can just look up that scene. That's where it's read through.
Mm.
It's not as gross as you think. It's actually quite hilarious because it's Neil Gaiman doing the narration
Okay.
as a male and a female. So the female is Zelda Williams, and then the male is Patton Oswalt.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
they're just like on a chair, like in clothes, just like reenacting it.
Yeah.
Not like reenacting it, like reading it aloud.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah, okay. That's funny.
So, and not dramatic, unlike the TV show where they just show that scene in full.
Ooh. Yikes. So, but we don't actually get to see what happens between Marco and Lust.
I'm assuming he might be dead, or like if I don't know, like is he working? Is he working with the
He could be dead unless they have a use for him. Because remember, in the last conversations we've seen with our Seven Deadly Sins folks, they seem like they had some targets on some people.
Oh, yeah.
They seem like they wanted to use them for something. We don't know what, but
Yeah, with like also so like can the Sins like I guess like hypnotize people to do whatever sin they are?
I don't think we quite go there.
Sounds like it's close. I mean, it'd be more fun if you were sin instead of just like feeling that thing all the time.
Yeah.
You could hypnotize people to do that thing.
That would be cool.
Think about how much sex Lust has, and most of it probably sucks.
It'd be very funny if she didn't have any. That would be funny.
It'd be funnier if she just did it to murder people.
Yeah. It'd be funny if she just murdered people and didn't do anything else. We're just like,
I guess it's like lust, like you need to. I guess, but also like
she's just sexy.
With the power of lust, you can make somebody fall in love with you and want to fuck you like so much that they will do anything for you.
Yeah.
So,
but she's a power.
But if it's a hot guy, maybe she wants to get a quick bang in there.
Yeah. Depends what, yeah, right? Depends what you're feeling.
Or a hot lady. Either way. I feel like she's probably like a pansexual.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know.
I wish I remembered. So, anyway, but we're not going to get all into the Deadly Sins business today. We're going to actually, the back half of this episode is actually very pleasant.
It's really nice.
Oh dear, what have you done now?
Wow.
A lot has happened. Can you fix us up?
Granny, there was a guy and he turned his dog and then his daughter and then he put them together.
But you've gone and grown smaller.
Granny, you've got it wrong. You're supposed to say how big you've grown lately, Ed.
But why would I say something so clearly untrue?
I'm still taller than you mini hag!
Edward, I
Violence.
told you to.
Are you trying to kill me?
Yes.
Welcome back.
Just in small.
Also, I want to say this. Like, she can wear whatever she wants, but if she's welding,
yeah.
cover up.
Trouble with you two and getting yourselves into.
Heck, only cover up with welding. If you're just gonna have her parents to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right, I see. In order to get this information,
dog.
you want to go to Central as
Nothing
soon as
bad happens to
possible.
him.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, this is kind of a rush order.
Well, look, something already bad happen to him.
But now he's okay.
It's not just the
Is there any chance you can have it done in a week?
Give us some credit, Ed. 3 days.
Haha, nice.
That's 3 all-nighters.
I'm sorry for all the trouble.
Well, you want to get to Central as soon as possible, right? Then I'll
That
work
was
my
the most anime face I've
It
ever
re-
seen.
really was very, very anime.
Rush.
It is very nice. So we go back to Risenbull, which is the town that the brothers grew up in. They go back to the Rockbell house, and that's where they get their automail done. So it's Pinochle and Winry. We've seen them before in flashbacks. I think this is the first time we've seen them in the present.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the first time we see them in the present, which is really nice. And Ed just goes and yeah, they're like, okay, it's gonna take them a couple days to. They have to remake the entire arm, and I think they have to make adjustments to the leg because he actually grew a little bit. So good for Ed. And while they're
Ed
doing,
is just a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna be that height forever.
Who knows?
Or he's like, you know, those people who like grow, like have a growth spurt when they're like really little, like like second or third grade, they'd have like that growth spurt, but then they
stay that for like ever.
Yeah, like I knew I think I knew this one girl when I was like, she was like Sarah's age, my sister, and she was like really tall for like a first or second grader, but then I don't think I think she stopped growing.
I know some people who got like grew up real fast and then didn't then everyone just kind of caught up to them. But
bodies are weird.
Bodies are so weird. You know what's weirder? Not having a body. Fullmetal Alchemist.
Once in a while.
Yeah. He said he was going off to visit his mother's grave.
Aw. He's helping.
Major. What kind of lives are the boys leading these days?
You don't want to know, Granny.
They have yet to send us so much as a single letter.
Ed and Al are well known for their
They've been
alchemy,
busy.
even in a high pro. But don't worry, they're all right. The Ulrich brothers are strong boys.
You're fine.
Strong. Yes, I think you could call them that.
Aww.
His father is an old drinking pal of mine. One day, he up and left the village, abandoning his wife and sons. I don't even know whether he's alive now or not.
Who knows? But he's a prick?
Not great to abandon your family.
I thought he didn't abandon them.
Where are young Winry's parents?
They dead.
Gone, Major. They both died.
The girl has her going. We trust her.
We do trust her.
It was terrible. War.
Yes, it was indeed.
You know, the war.
What was it good for?
Like
absolutely nothing.
Is there another song about war?
Probably, but that one is
look like you could eat a lot.
Classic.
But don't worry, there's plenty.
But no. So during this time, we get to see right in the countryside. We get some more backstory. There's a good conversation between Armstrong and Pinako where she just kind of
She also makes fun of Ed's height.
Pinako and Ed, they're both on the shorter side of things, so they love to make fun of each other's height all the time. But Pinako kind of gives some backstory of the things that are happening, with Ed and Al's father, of how, apparently he was, an old drinking buddy of hers, and then one day he just, up and left, and never came back, and nobody knows if he's alive, nobody knows if he's dead, nobody knows what his deal is.
So he abandoned his family before the wife died?
Correct.
Okay. That's upsetting.
Yes. Very.
But, because I thought that he was just going on these really long trips, and that's what obviously caused the daddy issues.
Yeah.
But then when she died, he didn't come back because a dick.
Yeah.
He's a dick, not.
Yeah, because we don't know what he's out.
Right,
doing.
but I'm thinking is there a because he's he's an alchemist.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why he can't come back? And can't tell anybody.
I can't think of a good enough reason. You should have come back.
No, I know.
That's kind of a dick move.
Literally, unless somebody said to him maybe is he working?
You could never come back.
Is he working with the Sins?
I don't think that's where he is.
Okay, because I was thinking hey, if you ever go back, if somebody said to me hey, if you ever go back to your family, I'm gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
That's a legitimate reason not to go back to your family, and even if you ever you can't even contact them.
I don't think his reason's that good.
So he's just a dick.
A little bit.
I just want to see the good in people. Look,
yeah,
Ed and Al have been through so much.
I'm hoping that we'll be able to find some good.
He's in the theme song.
Yeah, he is. So we know he's doing something. He's coming back at some point. Spoilers, but he's coming back at some point.
Listen, Ed and Al have been through a lot in the last half decade. I just want them to be happy and not have everybody in their life be terrible.
Yeah. But
I know Pinnacle and Winry are good people, but they don't see them a lot. They didn't even write to them, the dicks.
They didn't even write to them. They didn't even give them a phone call to
be
say
fair,
fine. Yeah.
A lot happened.
Yeah.
And when you go through that much trauma, you kind of just don't want to.
You just isolate and then you just do your own thing. And they're also teenage boys. Teenage boys famous for not calling home.
Yeah.
When young men go out on their own, they just go.
We get isolating ourselves and not wanting to talk to people.
Therapy. They don't have a house
The
anymore.
day they left,
What
after
happened?
Ed had gotten his state certification, they burned down their own house.
They did?
My guess
Why?
is
Oh,
they
because
did
of
it
the
because
creature?
with no house
No.
to come home to,
Just
there
'cause?
could be no turning back.
I think they say it later.
Aw.
They had a house.
They did.
They at one point the house was there. It was a full house.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look.
And now there's no house
Yes.
because they burned it down.
Why?
Because it was when they left. It was like the day they left home. They're like, okay, well, we can't come back.
But like, what if they just needed a vacation?
Right. And I was gonna say, like,
I thought
you're
they-
gonna have to come back at some point.
I
'cause that's-
thought they burned down the house because they couldn't kill their demon mother,
Mhm.
and that was the only way to do it, which is fine.
No, it's basically like it's partially symbolic and it's partially like a thing being like you cannot turn back at any point. So yes, they come back for like to do the automobile, but it is very much a symbol for them being like you cannot go back to where you were from. This chapter is over.
Oh.
It's dramatic as hell, and it's a little over dramatic. Young boys, cool it, but that's what they did. They just burned the house down. I'm sure there's probably some good stuff in there too.
Can they rebuild it with alchemy?
If they really wanted to, but I don't think they would.
I mean, also, if we're thinking about it, there was a lot of trauma in that house.
There was a lot of trauma in that house.
Like, abandonment and death.
Yeah.
And alchemy and fucked up alchemy.
Yeah, exactly.
And more death.
And so I think, right, a part of that, it's like to cleanse the space in which bad things happen, and the other part is just you don't come back.
Did they get rid of the stuff they wanted?
I don't know. I was gonna say, I hope they didn't leave anything valuable in there.
Like a dog?
Yeah. There is a dog, and this dog, nothing bad happens with this dog.
Thank God.
So, yep, Winry and Pinocchio have a dog. I think the dog's name is Den.
Like, something bad happen. Something bad did happen.
He has a prosthetic. He has the dog has an automail arm, which is very funny. But he's just a very sweet dog, and anytime he's in the scene, it makes me happy. And that's it. That's it. We can just be happy.
At this rate, you must be almost done.
One more all-nighter.
I don't get it.
They just bother each other. They're childhood friends.
Get out!
Is it gonna be more than childhood friends?
Like Winry's working, she's pulling all-nighters to get this all done. Ed likes to bother her because like they just have a very funny dynamic. It's very sweet. But then
Are they gonna get together?
People shipped them.
I believe you.
That's all I'll say about that.
I mean, well, anime's not really known for like getting people together romantically, right?
It happens in a lot of anime, but it's never. I feel like it's never as big. It's never as prominent as it is in American shows. I feel like unless
That's
it's
why you
specifically
like
a
anime.
romance. Unless it's specifically a romance, but
A romance anime.
yeah. But then it's usually like, oh, characters will get together, but it's usually not like so on the forefront of things. At least I think
Even
a lot
in
of them-
romance ones?
No. I mean, I said with the exception of romance ones. In romance ones, like they're thinking about romance.
And it's probably rated R.
No, there's a lot of PG romance anime there.
Oh.
It's not all hentai, Dara. That's a stereotype.
Oh, I mean, I guess I was assuming there was some R-rated romance anime. That wasn't.
Oh, that
hentai feels like NC-17 to me.
Yeah.
R is like not as bad. Like it's at least like
You're thinking of like the difference between like ecchi and hentai. Don't think about it, but like yeah, yes, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like hentai feels like porn.
Oh, it's straight up porn.
Okay.
It is pornography. It's just like, hey, here's some genitals. Now they're doing it, and you're like, okay.
As long as they're basically consenting adult.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Fullmetal Alchemist?
Fullmetal Alchemist.
It's just when I think of a clue to the stone sitting in Central Library somewhere, I get so impatient.
Love time.
Love the dog wiggles.
Here you go. It's all ready.
Take a shower, maybe.
That's the worst part every time, when the nerves have to connect like that.
Yeah.
Once we have the Philosopher's Stone, I can kiss that pain goodbye.
Our biggest source of income. I'll be sad to see you go.
Hold still. Do you want me to do this right or not?
That's-
It's just so lovely. The smell of oil, the hum of the ball bearings, the rugged yet amazingly beautiful form created through
She's such a nerd.
engineering. So it should be less prone to rusting. The trade-off is that it's not quite as strong, so don't try anything crazy. Hey, listen up!
Major, you see that seal on the inside of his back?
Yeah.
That's the medium between Al's soul and the armor. So I have to be sure not to ruin it.
Or else? Oh, speaking of
There you
expensive,
go.
it's alchemy.
You're good as new. You ready to try it out?
Yeah.
If I just like collapsed dead.
Quiet around.
We leave first thing tomorrow morning.
Yay.
Yay! I guess.
Yeah.
That's not to leave everybody. Is something bad gonna happen?
I don't know.
Somebody gonna die? I hope nobody, I don't want anybody in here to die.
This tummy out again. What are
No.
you gonna do with him?
It's like you're the older one. Huh, Al?
I think we're safe for now.
He'll be a handful. Someone has to look after him.
How?
So anyway, but they do get to fix all the automail. They connect it. So I think I mentioned this before, but automail is a really cool thing.
You connect
It's
to your
awesome,
nerves.
but it connects to your nervous system. So apparently it hurts like hell when it connects, which makes sense. But they're able to do that, and they make some like minor adjustments and everything like that. Ed is super excited. Then he goes out and he immediately fixes up Alphonse.
Hooray!
So they're good, and then they just are doing their own thing. That's pretty much it.
I mean, it's absolutely awesome to see how big of a teddy bear
Armstrong is, yeah, because he's always emotional. Like when he hears about their past, like yeah, that's why they have to stay with them.
Oh.
You'd love to try and bring your mother back to life. Your brother's disembodied soul. What determination to burn down your own house.
At least funny exposition of knowledge that we already know.
Yeah.
Allow me to hold for you this comforting embrace.
Stay back!
What?
Rub your chest on me!
He just loves taking his shirt off.
This dog's like, I'm too old for this shit.
He starts he's crying. He's like hugging Ed. His shirt comes off for some reason because that's just who he is.
I'm always upset. I'm like always like stranger danger when a shirt comes off.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know he's
Armstrong's
not
harmless.
He's not stranger danger.
Yeah,
But I get concerned.
that's fair. I mean, like it's fair to think that, but Armstrong's fine. He's just very passionate, and he has a lot of feelings, and he's a man who's not afraid to cry, and we love that for him. But anyway,
I'm 14, and brother's 15.
aw.
To think someone as young and as small as he is could be used as a human weapon. Especially watching him sleep.
Thanks.
How old are you?
Both of you.
Around the same age.
What's this? Why so formal?
Granny, Winry, I'm so grateful to you for always welcoming us like we're really family.
So cute.
I won't ever say it, but I know brother feels the same way. Winry, thank you.
That's me. I relate
you
to
again for
Armstrong.
everything.
I too am emotional about these
Sure.
boys.
You should come back once in a while and have dinner with us.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
You want us to come all this way into
We're
the
having
mountains
stew
just for some
tonight.
dinner?
Fuck yeah!
I did send Darren that
Edward,
clip.
Alphonse, come back soon, Kay?
Aw.
Go to bed.
Go to bed, honey.
Take a nice like self-care
Yeah.
bath. Is that it?
Oh wow. That went fast. And it's very sweet. So it's a very like nice breath of a moment that we get here to be like, okay, all right, like not a ton happened in this episode. I mean, obviously we had the Marco stuff, and then we get to go home, just like get to spend some time with some family friends, take a breath, and it's like, you know what? It's not all bad.
Right.
A lot of it's bad.
Yeah.
But it's not all bad.
Right.
What'd you think, Darren?
It was a nice palate cleanser.
Yes.
I'm not gonna. I mean, like, did a lot happen? Not really. But I'm kind of okay with that right now, considering what we watched before.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like it was like, here's like, it's like a decent balance of like, okay, like here's a one episode that's gonna traumatize you because horribleness.
Yeah.
Here's an episode that's incredibly depressing about like war and genocide and not good stuff. and then here's like a nice pleasant episode. Maybe like one thing happens and I'll move the plot along, but then really for the most part it's just kind of like a let's just hang out at home kind of thing. So like there's a balance and I'm fine with it and I liked it.
Good.
It was pleasant. I like seeing Winry and Pinochle again.
Yeah, and because they're good characters. I mean,
it also seems like the strongman. I forgot his name.
Armstrong.
Thank you. Seems like a good guy because like he finds like this like guy who deserted the army.
Yes.
Which is technically a crime.
That is true. I forgot to mention that.
Feel about not reporting back to Central on Dr. Marco's location.
I'm at a simple small-town doctor today. I can't see any real reason to report that.
You're a real one. I don't see what I have to report. And so there's a moment of like respect, I think, also given to Armstrong to be like, oh, like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like he is part of the military, but he just knows where his lane is.
Yeah.
And we really like that about them. Yeah. So we do get to learn more about Armstrong's character because a lot of times he's very silly and he's still very silly, but we know that he seems like a pretty trustworthy guy.
Yeah.
And we like that.
Yeah.
So awesome. Very good stuff. Let me see if I have any good episode notes here. This episode was adapted from content in Chapter 8, The Road of Hope, and Chapter 9, A Home with a Family Waiting of the manga. The reason why Armstrong was chosen as the Elric brothers' escort to Risen Bull is cut from this episode. I was hoping that they would explain why, but they don't here, so wiki writers, at least give me a link where I can read that. In the correspondence...
I just assume because everybody else has like stuff to do.
Yeah.
Because like Hawkeye's got stuff to do.
Yeah. Well, I think they wanted a state alchemist with them because...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And she's not a state alchemist.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's
the Black Widow of the group in that she does everything.
It's so true. God, I love her.
Right. But, and then what's his name? Mustang,
he's a little higher up on the chain.
And he's a state alchemist. So like I feel like Armstrong's probably like your best choice.
Yeah, and he is a state alchemist, but again, I think Mustang's higher on the chain. He's got more stuff to do, and Armstrong went toe to toe with Scar and like ended up pretty well.
Yeah.
So probably a good choice there. So in the corresponding manga chapter, Marco keeps the philosopher's stone hidden away. In this episode, he curiously appears to keep it unpersonal. Okay. Yeah. He's saying that Marco had the stone sample on him, and he was like, "Oh, look at this!" Probably, I guess if he was using it to heal people, then that makes sense. Oh, the fact that Lust has been tailing Fullmetal and her threat to Marco about destroying the town are omitted from this episode. I guess that was, we had to read between the lines for that. I just been like, they're keeping tabs on him, and so we kind of have to read between the lines.
And they threaten the town, which is like, if he ends up working for them, I'm going to be like, fair.
Yeah, so the reason...
Not great, but I get you, bro. I'm not getting mad at you.
Yeah, the reson why Marco would give information away is if they threaten like the innocent people living in town, which is like fair. Yeah, it makes sense. But Armstrong's playful brawl with the Elrics while they spar with one another is also cut from the episode. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely you can tell they kind of shave off some stuff that happens in the manga and the previous series because we were really just trying to like again nail down plot here. So, but I think it doesn't. I don't know if you feel if things are being rushed. I think if you're used to the source material, it can feel rushed. I don't know. How does it feel as somebody who hasn't seen either series? Like, do we feel like we're rushing or do we feel like we're
it doesn't feel like rushed, but I'm also like, I think like, because like, is the main goal just finding the Philosopher's Stone? I guess I feel like right now there's like another main goal. Like that kind of feels like the only main goal, but then it also feels like they're like sprinkling in like other main goals, but I don't know what those like, or people like who have other goals, but I don't know what they are yet.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not going that fast because like, one, we still haven't found the Philosopher's Stone.
Right.
And like we're still on that path. So like that's still like a journey, and then I don't know what's going on with anybody else.
Okay. Yeah. So it's because you don't know where we're going. It doesn't feel like we're rushing to get there because we don't have the destination in our sights yet. That makes sense. So I'm glad because it's so interesting. I think especially a lot of people love Brotherhood, which like rightfully so. It's a fantastic series, but it's so interesting to compare the two series and why some people like hold them equally to each other. Some people may weigh one over the other, which is like pacing is different. And if you're used to the source material and the original series, the pacing here can feel quick, or it feels like, oh, I wish we would have seen that. And it's interesting in the way that it's interesting a different perspective on that. Like, does it hold up? So when we went back and watched the FMA 2003 episodes, I was like, oh yeah, that's different, but I like this, would keep that, leave that, all that good stuff. Anyway, That's all I got to say about that. I think if you don't have anything else to say, Dara, we'll take a break and then come back with episode 7, Hidden Truths.
That's fine.
I wonder what we'll find.
Hidden Truths?
That's true.
Stay tuned. That was like such a pleasant episode.
It was like, oh, that was so nice.
Compared to what we watched.
Yeah.
That was so pleasant. I had 2 thoughts. One, I thought that the goose on your had a Sherlock Holmes hat on.
Oh no!
And then I was thinking of the duck thing from Gravity Falls.
Duck-tective?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I thought the Duck-tective was on your. Also, I was thinking of another like disturbing moment that we've seen that was like similar to the merging thing.
Yeah.
Remember in the 3rd season of Orphan Black where they see that one Mark clone and his brain's open? And then he's just like, kill me. And then Helena does because she's a saint.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say, because we were talking about Gravity Falls, do you remember the episode with the shapeshifter in Gravity Falls and then how he mixes into like the weird Dipper Mabel combination?
That's fair.
Yeah, that was fun. That was only for like a second though. And it was Gravity Falls, so it wasn't that horrifying. I mean, it was.
It was.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Fullmetal Alchemist?
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, sorry, it's a little smashed up.
A little smashed up, a little. And
Just a little
do
bit.
you see what you've done to my beautiful creation? I slaved over this.
Curious memory.
I like sheep.
Speak of the Elrics as though they
That's
were
what they
your
had there.
grandsons.
That's what they had in Ireland
Of
instead of
course,
seagulls.
I've been wanting
Nice.
over than have anywhere else to stay but here. Adding one more guest won't be any inconvenience to
Aw.
us.
So sweet.
I saw a video
house
with
they grew
Toucan
up
on TikTok and it scared the crap out of me. We meet him yet?
No.
Okay. Oh, so they're gonna fight.
Yeah, at some point. Oh. Sorry, I saw the character in the next episode.
Did you
and I got
record on
excited.
OBS?
Oh shit! You were keeping me on the straight and narrow all day, every day.